Well, welcome back to another one of my videos. So, as you can see from what's in front of you, all I have for this scrap out is some burglar alarm keypads. So you keyed in your number, so I can actually tell 1, 2, 3. I can tell the 4 digits of this alarm already by looking at it. I'm sure you can too. So in the comments, guys, if you want to put in what 4 digits you think this first one was, just for the bit of fun, what this first alarm was, and we'll see how many of us agree on the same number. It's just a little telltale sign that when you work in shops or whatever, you can always tell which is the 4 buttons if you know what you're looking for. I don't want to say it out loud, but we'll see. Can anyone guess what the 4 digits on this first one is? I can tell already what the 4 digits are, and we'll see if anyone else can tell. This one, I don't think we can work it out as easy. I can work out possibly 2 of them, and this one I cannot tell which ones are the 4 digits, but we're going to have a look at these and we'll see what's inside them. So that was just for a bit of fun. So we're going to take it apart. So it's already kind of half apart, so it's just a matter of flicking these up. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, guys, please please do. Oh, that was easy enough to remove. I'll just get a chair, make it easier for myself to sit behind the camera, and we'll look through the camera and see what we're looking at. So first off, we'll just take that apart. Bit of plastic, and this is our main board. So we'll just take off the keypads and see if there's anything underneath it. Sometimes they can be gold, like on a mobile phone, but these don't seem to be. More than likely just copper. So just scratch it. Yeah, and that's just copper underneath here. Looking at the actual board itself, what I'll be looking at taking off this board will be the little chip here. So again, I'll just trim that off there, and the same with this chip here. I'll remove that chip. Them 2 chips should contain some gold bottom wires in them. We have a little MOSFET here for anyone that collects the copper. Sometimes you can be lucky and they can have a bit of gold in them, but this one doesn't look like it will. This is going to be a fairly short video actually, because there's not much to these. So nothing underneath there. So we'll try and get the board out itself. So again, we'll just pry it out. So it's just stuck under some clips. So again, nothing there, just a bit of plastic. So we'll have a look at the back of the board. So again, nothing on the back of the board. Sometimes this can be a silver solder, but looking at it, I don't think it is. We'll just see if we can remove these from each other, because underneath the board, hopefully there'll be another bit to look at. There is. Now that does look like silver contacts on it, and we have some little gold, very hard to see, but little gold flecks all along there. So that's not too bad, a little bit of gold, but it's very minute. I'll show you how I deal with that at a later date, what my plan is for them, because again, you have them on the RAM boards as well. We have very, very minute gold. So we'll just try and remove this cover. So just in case you don't know, my videos used to come out on a Monday. Now I've put them, most of them will be coming out on Tuesdays, and I plan on doing a little live, just a chat on a Monday evening. I've done it there a couple weeks back and I enjoyed it, so I'm going to keep it up. And I'll try and do a bit of scrap and journal, but a lot of the time I don't. I end up just chatting to people on there. I'm going to leave that because that's well sealed there, and if I go messing with it, it's just going to shatter everywhere. So we'll just leave that, but you see the little gold contacts here, little silver, or is that gold? It's hard to tell with the light. It's actually gold, just the way it was shining. So that's gold contacts there, little gold there and there. So again, that's actually what's holding in the glasses. These little clips need to be turned, so I can do that later. So that's a few nice little gold contacts. That part of the board, as I said, what I'll be taking off there is the chips, the contacts. Again, there can be some silver contacts inside of that switch. Little bit of copper in there. If you see anything else there, guys, that I may have missed that may be worth keeping for e-waste recovery, let me know. It could be the silver in these little switches in here. So again, I'll hold on to them. Okay, we'll have a look at this one, because that one I've already taken apart. So we'll have a look at that other one in a second. So again, we'll just have a quick look around the board and see if there's an easy way into this one to open it. Doesn't seem to be. So again, it's just a matter of prying it apart and trying not to take the hand off myself when I'm doing it, because I already done that earlier. In case you were wondering, when I was messing with other stuff, you can see some blood. So try not to do what I done. Should be wearing the gloves, but again, for the video it's a bit easier without the gloves. So again, nothing on the front, only thing. So again, exact same board. So we know already what's on this board. So underneath here there'll be nothing, just brass, or not brass, but just copper. Underneath them, no gold contacts. Again, we have the chip, and we have the chip here. Same setup, exactly the same. So we'll have the gold again underneath here. When I pry it open, so again we have the gold contacts all over it. So again, that board can be put in same as you would with your RAM chips to release the gold from that video, or the mobile phone boards, which will be in an upcoming video soon. So keep an eye out for that video, guys. So again, put that aside. This one I have already taken apart, so because I was just doing just a quick look at them. So I've taken that apart, and this is what we get underneath the board. So again, same idea. We have the board, but this time again it's copper. I've scratched it already there. Nothing really, just an IC chip there. On the other side, again, nothing of value to me. Few pins here, but they're not even gold plated. Well, they don't look gold plated or gold flashed, so they don't even look it. Again, it could be just the lighting. Once I take them off, I'll know more. That's really it on there. And underneath here, if we bring this back and we'll have a look at it. So the old LCD came off a bit easier. And we'll try and get in underneath here and see if there's anything of value under here, but I don't think there will be. So again, brute force needed. So we have actually a bit of gold contacts again. So some gold flashing along here. We have some sort of resistors along here. Again, a bit of gold flashing up there. Underneath there will be gold usually, but if I can lift the chip, I have. So you can see these little black covers. You see them on mobile phones, you see them on house phone boards. You see them on a lot of boards. They're like an epoxy, but if you can get it lifted enough to get your knife under, or get a this is where it could do with having a second pair of hands. There we go. So we've removed that chip. So that's just a little epoxy chip. There will be gold bonding wires in there. You can probably just about make them out. It's very hard to see them, but there's along there, there's gold bonding wires. So again, I'll put that in with my IC chips and stuff like that, and when I'm burning the IC chips to release the gold bonding wires, I'll do the same with that, or the little black caps. And underneath here you can see all the gold bonding wires just around it. So again, each one of them is a gold bonding wire. So I will put that in into the nitric and get it off, or into the HCl and nitric to dissolve them. What first I'll do is I'll put into the nitric with the copper chloride to see will that release them first off the board. If not, then we'll put it into nitric after we do that. So that's what's underneath them little black caps. If you've ever wondered what was in under them, there's another one here, quite a large one. So again, I'd have to get the screen off first, bend it over, and then I can flick that off, and that'll allow the acid to attack it. I'm just going to pause the video there, and I'm going to show you another board if I can find it, which came from another batch of these pads. I just want to show you that one of them, and we'll be straight back. So here it is for you, if I found it. Okay, so I found that board I wanted to show you from another one of these pads. So this one, you can actually see this has gold around the board. So it again has the gold here and gold around here, gold flashing over here, gold flashing down here. Again had the small IC chips, some MLCCs. On the other side again, the gold flashing was here, here and here. Another bit under there. We have a switch which should contain silver, again some gold here. So again, that board can be, once it's cleaned up, once I've taken off what I want off it, you can put it straight into nitric, or not nitric, straight into HCl to release any of the small solder and stuff that's left. And then the same as what I'm doing on the mobile phone board. So you'll see that in the next stage of the mobile phone boards, what I've done with them. And you can clean it up that way and then put that in with your mobile phone boards, let off the gold. Again, it's going to be a small amount of gold, it's not going to be a huge amount of gold, but it all adds up. And while I was looking in the box, I came across another one of these control pads. So this one is slightly different. So it's got two big screws on it, which is different. The other ones didn't have any screws, they were just pop-offs. So we're going to just take the screws out and we're going to have a look. And we're going to see if there's anything better in this one, what this pad is like. It'd be nice if I could find another board with gold flashed on it like that one, but if not, it's all still just a board, isn't it? It all adds up. So getting on the back side of this board, we've got the IC chips, a crystal oscillator. I do not know what that is. Has a phone number, an English number. It has, that's where your speaker makes the alarm sound, or as well bleeping when you're pressing the buttons. Again, we have pins which don't seem to be gold flashed, which is a bit of a disappointment. I like finding pins, at least there's not much value in them, but at least you're getting something out of them if they're gold flashed. And that seems to be it. Let's see if this board just pops off, or how does it come out. Looks like it pops off. So that's it. And disappointment, no gold flashing. So again, it's just a copper underneath there. Could possibly be silver solder, again to help with the connectivity of stuff, to make sure it goes around the board correctly and there's no false alarms or anything like that. We have some nice big MLCC underneath here. Bit hard to see with the light, sorry about that guys, but we have them there. That's really it, and we'll just flick off this and see if there's anything underneath here. Again, that come off fairly easy. And we'll just break that off. So similar to the other one, we just have the two black little epoxy on it. Just see if they break off easy. No, they're quite strong. Usually you can see them lifting, but that one's not lifting, and this bigger one is not lifting. So again, what I do with them is when I'm incinerating my chips, I'll just incinerate the whole lot and release whatever gold is underneath that then, and then when I put it through the next stage, I'll get the gold from it. So out of 4 of them, there's not much in them, but they all add up. I suppose the chips and stuff like that will add up in them. So we're all like this board, we'd have a bit more gold there, but the chips will probably have better gold than the gold flashing in them anyhow. So a lot of people see the gold there and they go, oh, that's great, brilliant. But as you can see in this board, there's very little chips on it. Where this board has a lot more chips on it. So it's possible that there could be better gold yield from these chips than from that bit of flashing. Because again, that's very, very thin microns of little gold flashing. So you need a lot of it to build up into a nice bit of gold. And then when you purify it down again to try and get yourself to 999 or 49s, whichever way you want to do it, it will be a lot less again. So if you had starting off with, we'd say 60 grams or something like that of gold flashing, by the time you get that down to the full purity, you might only have a couple of grams of it or less. So it all depended on what purity it was in the first place. So again, people get deceived by it, but there is gold adds up. At the moment, value of gold is rising, so it all adds up. Again, just feeling there, you can feel a little layer of it, so it isn't too bad. When you run your finger along, you can feel actually where it starts and stops. Again, you can actually feel it there, probably can hear it where I hit it, so it's not too bad of it. So as I was saying, guys, please check out my videos, please subscribe if it's e-scrap you're into. Also check out my lives on a Monday night. It's not going to just be about scrap talk, there's all different guests, all different people on the panel. The last one of the ones there I had Hazy Days. If anyone doesn't know his channel, check it out. He does his own music, he makes his own guitars, he does all different types of videos. So again, just a bit of chit chat with him. There was Johnny Five. Again, Johnny Five is doing a shed there at the moment, making his own shed. So have a look at that. There was, I'm trying to think of the people that were up on the panel with me. There was Raphael Scrapper and Ralph Morrick. If anyone hasn't seen their channels, check them out as well, guys. Some great stuff on their channels. We had Tina and Ali. They were up on my channel. Again, they're new into the YouTube, and I think they're a good crack. They're from Scotland. There was Alexander Smith. Again, he is into coin collecting, so he collects a lot of coins from the US, stuff like that. So if you want to check out his stuff as well, he was up on the panel. So again, it's a mix of every sort of people. It's not just about scrappers or whatever, because there was a few scrappers up, all right, and we're discussing different things at the end there. But from the start, it was all different people from different focuses. So check out the channel, guys, and check out the lives on the Monday evenings. And if you like what you see, give it a little thumbs up. If not, there's plenty of other channels for you to be looking at, guys. So thanks for checking me out, and until the next video, keep on looking for that gold.